Hey, I'm Jim. That's Warren. You're watching Talking Vintage Vendor Corner. This is show number 12. We are brought to you by Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot, located at 502 West Brendan Road, Lakeland, Florida, 33813. Like I said before, Jim Warren. We are both vendors at Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot, and I happen to be the owner here. I'm a vendor first, owner second. You are watching Talking Vintage Vendor Corner. This is the show for vendors like us in malls or shops like Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot. We share insights that we've learned over the years. We share trends on what's happening out there. And that's it. That's the show.
We hope it's
Yeah,
helpful.
yeah. We hope it's helpful. Stay with us until the end of the show if you can. You'll have to excuse the planes flying overhead. We are in Central Florida, and right now is Sun and Fun, which is a airplane enthusiast show.
Second largest in the U.S.
Second largest in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So if you're in the Central Florida area and you are a participant in the Sun and Fun, welcome to Lakeland. Okay. We talked about why you would come on and watch this. Yes. So let's move into today's topics. We have two topics today. Yep.
Okay.
Here, the first topic is what sells. What sells? It's going to be different depending on where you are, but I went online and I couldn't list everything, but I listed the most common things, and there's a lot of them that sell, and we'll just kind of go over them briefly, and we'll let you know if we sell them here, I guess. Yeah. So precious moments. I was shocked. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Kitchen gadgets.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Butter dishes. Yes.
We've had people.
Cookie cutters. Yes. Beanie Babies. Yes. Classic cookbooks. Yes. Uranium glass. Big yes. Crocs. Yes. Stained glass. We don't have a lot, but
No.
people have been asking for it, so you're gonna have
Have
to
they
put
really?
a big yes
Wow.
on that.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, stained glass. Pyrex. Yes. Fenton. Yes. Stools. Yeah, little
okay.
stools. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Primitive tools. Yes. Liquor decanters and barware. Yes, we sold a lot of
Yeah,
decanters.
yeah,
We
okay.
sold like 4 yesterday to one
Really?
person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep, a lot of those. Let me see. Bowls and more bowls. We sell a lot of bowls. Frog figurines. Yes. Planters. Yes. Banks. Yes. Copper molds. Yes. Sewing scissors. I don't even think we have any.
What is this? What is this?
I don't know.
sewing
We'd have to
scissor?
ask Gayla on that one. Yep. Kids books. Yes. Bibles. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We don't have any in here, but we've had them before, and they go. Coffee mugs. Little question mark on that. We sell one occasionally. I don't think we sell a ton of them. Picture frames. Yes. Pencil sharpeners. Yes.
No kidding.
Yeah, the old ones.
The one you.
Yeah, the
not
grinding
little-
ones.
not
Yeah.
okay.
Strawberry shortcake, Care Bears. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. We don't have a lot of them, but when we do, they go. Yep. They are the younger generation's vintage.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
Insulators, like phone insulators.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
No
glass
kidding.
ones they
They're
sell.
still-
Salt and pepper sells. Anything owls? Yes. Ashtrays? Yes. She's she shells. Yeah, they sell anything mushrooms. We don't have many, but we've had a few, and they go. Yep. Fairies, little fairies. Yeah, they sell.
Is that right?
Rolling pins. Yes. Corel. Yes. Vintage marbles. Yes. Brass. Yes. Vintage lighters. Yes. Apothecary jars. Old medicine bottles.
Okay,
Yes. Small purses, little clutches. Yes. Military items. Yes. Beer and Coke trays. Yes. Yeah. Canes and walking sticks. Yes.
We have a couple of those.
Yeah.
around,
Disney. Yes. Garden stuff. Not we sell it, but not as much as we used to. Mid-century modern. Yes. Vintage barometers. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Mirror trays. Like vanity mirror trays. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, pewter figurines, yes. Old radios, yes. So I mean, everything that I found listed, there's probably more. I just didn't have enough time to write down everything. We sell it.
Yeah, it's all in here.
Yeah, it's all in here. So Yeah, you want to know what sells? Pretty much everything. Everything sells. There's some stuff that doesn't sell as well, but yeah, all those things that I listed, I think for the most part, except for maybe, what was it, the first one? The Precious Moments. I don't know. I don't know about them, but
You
yeah.
know, I didn't
yeah.
notice on your list were toys.
Well, that's just general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's general.
Yeah.
No?
No.
Okay.
Moving on. Topic number 2. Oh, here's a good one. If vendors are making deals with customers outside the shop, should that go through the store? Man, and this is a mixed bag of feelings for people. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna, flat out, I'm gonna say yes for the most part. Yes, for the most part. Okay, so these are some of the comments or some of the reasons that people brought up. If the deal was made starting in the store, then yes. Okay, so yeah, so I mean, if you spoke to the customer in the store, they were a customer of the store, then yeah, that's the store. The store brought them in here. Without the store, there would have been no customer interaction with you as a vendor. So yes, it needs to come through the shop. And then yes, the mall is, and that's basically what somebody was saying. Yeah, the mall shop is what facilitated the sale. Without the shop, there would have been no sale. Correct. So yeah. Somebody said it depends on what the lease said. As an owner, I was like, the lease said. How would you word that? You know, how would you word it? I couldn't imagine even. You can't make deals with the customers in the shop and then deliver outside the shop and not include the shop. You'd have to write a whole page just on that. So that would be difficult and tough. Yep. And then people said no, it's personal business conducted off the property. And somebody said no, what you do in your own time is your own business. But again, I mean, my bottom line is if it started in the shop, if your relationship with them started in the shop, your conversation with them started in the shop, then that's a shop matter. So if you're in the shop and you overhear somebody saying, I'm looking for, we'll just do Pokemon Charizard. And I go, I got a Charizard at the house. What are you looking to pay for? Blah 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 blah. We make a deal, and I say, okay, well, we close at 3. I can go home and get it. I meet you at Publix at 4. That needs to come back through the shop because that interaction started at the shop. So, yeah, without the shop, if you take the shop out of the equation and if the shop wasn't there, would the sale have happened? And if the answer is yes, then you don't owe the shop anything. If the shop wasn't there and the sale wouldn't have happened because you would have never met the person and it wouldn't have happened without the shop, then you owe the shop some cash. You owe them the right to do that. And, I'm speaking because I'm an owner, and yeah, I work hard, very hard to bring people into the shop. And they are customers of the shop, so that interaction, that's it. And I read stories about vendors being thrown out of shops because they were doing that a lot. I won't say that we are 100% innocent when it comes to that. I think we have vendors that do that. They meet people in here and then they sell them items that they have at their house. But they need to back up and realize without the shop, they would have never done that. And they need, I get it. It's 12%. I get it. You don't want to lose that cash. But at the end of the day, you would have had zero monies if it hadn't been for the shop. He's getting all quiet over here. He probably doesn't agree with me.
No, I totally understand.
So
I totally understand.
if we've had this discussion for a long time here at Decades Reclaim, and we go back and forth. But I like the answer that I read online that if it wouldn't have happened without the shop, then you owe the shop some cash. I mean, if it would have, without the shop, then yes. And you can't go, well, I would have met that person, blah, 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 blah. No, you wouldn't have. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you meet somebody at a yard sale and they're looking for Cabbage Patch Kids, and you're like, oh man, I got a Cabbage Patch Kid. Let me get your number. And that's totally different. That is 100% different. But when it's a customer in the shop, and it doesn't matter how or when you met them. Some people are like, oh, well, I met them a year ago, and then they came in and they asked me. No. Yeah, the key was you met them a year ago at
The shop.
the shop.
Right.
Yeah. So
Quick question, can I ask a question?
yeah,
If you said the yard sale, somebody had a Cabbage Patch doll, so I've got one, but they came into the shop to get it, pull it out, and take it to that person who asked about it in the yard sale.
well,
That's taking
that's
it-
your item, but it's your item.
Right.
man. You know what I mean? Everything that is in your booth belongs to you. It doesn't belong to the shop unless you don't pay your rent, and it becomes
Well,
property
yeah,
of the shop.
right.
But no, I mean, yeah, if you meet the guy at the yard sale, or let's just say, for instance, you have the Cabbage Patch doll, and you have the Cabbage Patch doll listed on eBay, and it sells. You come in and you get it. You don't go, hey, I sold this on eBay. Let me give you your, the percentage or whatever. It had, yeah, it was just in here. It didn't get sold here. It wasn't a customer of the shop. It was an
Okay.
eBay customer
Right.
that
Gotcha.
you developed
Right.
on
Yep.
your own.
Yep.
Had it not been for you listing and being on eBay, you wouldn't have sold it.
Right, it's true, okay,
So
got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
So, but if you're in the shop and you're like, oh, I have that, and then you even you go get it or whatever, and you bring it back to them, yeah, it gets done through the shop. It's not like, come on outside, I'll trade you cash for the item, outside.
Right.
They're a customer of the shop. If they ever were a customer, I mean, people are going to go, well, what if you knew the customer beforehand? Well, that's true. You know what I mean? I have friends that come into the shop, and they might say, well, blah, 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 Jim, I came in, I'm looking for this, do you have it? Well, they're coming to the shop because they're my friend, but they're coming to the shop at the shop. So they're become a customer. Can't say that they were a friend first, so
Right.
I had to cut them out, because you could always say that.
True.
So it's a slippery slope at best. A lot of people were throwing up ethics in there, saying it was unethical to do that, and then other people were just flat out no. But yeah, so that's my feelings on it. If it's a customer, doesn't matter when they became a customer, you met them in the shop, you answered their question in the shop, then I believe you owe the shop whatever the shop requires, the percentage or whatever. So, yeah, and you also owe the government the tax too, right?
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
They want
Yeah.
that. Uncle
They
Sam
want that.
wants his money.
And I would think the same goes to with people coming in with items. That's probably another topic in and of itself, but if somebody's coming in, whether they're offering the items for free, they're coming to the shop because of the shop. You know what I mean? Yeah, they might know you from being in the shop or whatever, but those items, the right to those items or the right of refusal to those items, if they're selling it, belongs to the shop first. And then it moves on. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow. I've been a vendor in a shop where I was not the owner. I ran the shop, but I was not the owner. And, it was tough seeing all those deals go to the guy that wasn't doing any of the work. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
again, they were coming to the shop, and the shop was his. The shop was his. So, yeah, so that's it. So whether it comes to the shop or whether, it's right of refusal to the shop first. And when people bring stuff in that I don't necessarily want, I put it up to the vendors, see if they want
Yep.
it.
Yes, you have.
So,
Yes, you
yeah,
have.
so
Yep.
that's the way to do that. But if you're selling something, you're selling it to a customer. It doesn't matter when or where you're selling it to them. They're a customer of the shop, and therefore you owe the shop a percentage, as far as I'm concerned. So that's it. That's the show for this evening.
Good show.
Pretty good show.
This is a
yeah,
good
pretty
show.
good show. Yeah. So we will talk to you guys in 2 weeks. I'm Jim. That's Warren. You've been watching Talking Vintage Vendor Corner, brought to you by Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot. Have a great night.
See ya.
See you in 2 weeks.
That was a good show. I think.
It's still running.
Oh,
It's not over yet.
I thought you pushed
Well,
the
I thought I
button.
pushed the button.